The link between Sonic and Autism Explained.
ASD and Sonic the Hedgehog. From what I've seen on the internet, there is a clear trend between the two. From content to memes to people just flat out asking, what is it with autistic people and Sonic?
Sonic is this
My curiosity. So I decided to do some research in order to truly explain the link between Sonic the Hedgehog and autism spectrum disorder.
Chat, is this real?
For this video, I decided to split my findings into 3 different topics. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I should probably explain what autism exactly is first. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a neurological disorder affecting the way a person socializes, behaves, and learns. The exact cause of autism is still unknown. However, scientists have found that it's typically genetic and can run in families.
It runs like Sonic because you're autistic! Sorry.
ASD can vary in type and severity in different people, hence why it's referred to as a spectrum disorder. The most highlighted symptoms usually include difficulty reading social cues, making little to no eye contact, talking on about a passionate subject despite other parties not being interested, and being more sensitive to sensory input, such as sight.
Hold the f up. Hold the f up. I know for a fact I got ADHD. I'm not gonna self-diagnose it, but they're not describing me, and I don't like it!
Sight, sound, and taste. There are lots more symptoms that can vary from person to person, and can cause trouble for people with ASD to make friends or socialize. And if their disorder is severe, they may at times not be able to communicate at all. It's pretty common for someone to be diagnosed with ASD. According to the CDC, it affects approximately 1 in 36 people in the United States, and 1 in 100 worldwide. Autism is a common neurological disorder that affects one's form of communication as well as their senses. People with autism are often hard to communicate with, and the way to do so properly...
I'm easy to communicate with. I'm easy, bro. I'm chilling. I don't think I only have ADHD, chat.
Depends greatly on the severity of their disorder.
But I don't take medicine
However,
for
it's
it.
still possible
My
for
mama
an
said
autistic
not to do
some
it.
activities most would find challenging. And that pretty much sums up the basics.
I'm scared of like all things.
It's time to get into the fun stuff. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic.
He and his friends need no introduction. Introduced in 1991, the series would go on to take the world by storm, spawning a long-running comics line, 7 television series, a multitude of attractions around the world, and even 3 blockbuster movies.
Fire.
Sonic
Wait, the new one comes out the 25th, right, chat?
Gives him away
When does Shadow come out? They're cranking them out mad fast.
pretty easily. Which brings me to my first topic.
My food's almost here.
Sensory appeal. Think to yourself, what is it that makes the Sonic series so iconic? Is it his super speed and his love for freedom? Or what about the huge and colorful beloved cast of characters? Or maybe it's the recognizable and catchy music that comes with every game. But what about all of those things? Because of autistic people's...
What about just a good series and a good game though? Like what the?
They're in turn more sensitive to certain stimuli, making them more fixated on certain details or features. One of the most common findings in my research, more specifically when I googled the question up front, were the colors of the characters. Sonic has a very colorful cast. Let's take a look at the main crew, for example.
I like Shadow.
Sonic's blue, representing his love for freedom and justice. Tails is bright orange, his companionship and determination.
That not yellow? I thought he was yellow.
Is red, his strength and anger. Amy's pink, her femininity and love. And Shadow's black, his dark past and inner pain. Some individuals with ASD may have trouble predicting the complex world around them. As they get familiar with characters such as those in Sonic the Hedgehog, they are able to easily read their cartoony facial features, and find not just predictability,
That
but
orange.
relatability as
The
well.
fuck is that? What is she? A raccoon?
In their character design alone.
How old is the little raccoon? Who is she? I don't know. Sticks? Her name's Sticks? How old is Sticks? I might got Stick if she needs one. But what? Never mind. She's 36? Oh, we're fine. Okay.
They may find solace. You may find some individuals choosing their favorite character over other ones,
love
with
me.
their color being a major factor as to why. And this can even branch beyond ASD. Someone may be comfortable with
Motorcycle.
more overstimulating neon colors, like red, so they may be more intrigued by characters like Knuckles or Dr. Eggman. While those more comfortable with more calm colors, like purple, may find the most consolation in SBO or Big. Sonic's huge cast of characters, each with their own identifiable color and personality, can provide comfort and stimulation to people with ASD. This comfort has the possibility to easily lead someone with ASD into an introduction with the Sonic games. However, it can go beyond just the design of the characters. Sonic is known for the fact that each game has a quality
She's
soundtrack.
16? Don't let Dr. Disrespect know that. Just kidding, just kidding.
Almost each game. Along with visual stimuli, people diagnosed with ASD can also be more sensitive to auditory stimuli, in turn allowing them to become more easily mesmerized in musical score. This can make listening to music feel more soothing and satisfying. That is, if it isn't too loud. They are also sensitive to the volume. Sonic's high-quality soundtrack...
I'm not sensitive to volume. The only thing I'm sensitive, like, chat, I don't like the closed headphones. I freak the fuck out. If I can't hear anything around, like, I always gotta have open headphones. Like, like, I got little AirPods on, or not AirPods, the strings ones with the strings. The long, it's like the cheap AirPods, but they're not pods. They're, you know what I mean? Because I freak the fuck out if I just have like cups on my ear. I just like I hear everything like in me. I'm sensitive to volume. I'm sorry, I can't help with that.
Easily draw in players with ASD. Iconic songs like
Wires. That's why I said strings.
Heroes and Live and Learn, as well as instrumental pieces like Emerald Coast, Kingdom Valley, and Studiopolis can play a significant part in enhancing the gameplay experience of someone with ASD. The memorable melody.
Chat, put a 1 in chat if you're autistic in here. My nephews, I got nephews. They're autismo, little autismo twins. That's why I call them my little autismo twins. And I love them so much. And it's the coolest thing ever because they hyperfixate on like Mario, so I can just get them like cool Mario. You know what I mean? I get them a Switch, or I get them what's it called, like a Mario plushie, and they just love it so much because it's easy, bro.
The expression of these songs can help people with ASD escape from an overstimulating environment, in or outside of gameplay. Speaking of the gameplay, that too can add sensory appeal to the Sonic games. If you have a brainstem, you know that Sonic gameplay is often—
That's the worst! It's a seahorse! And chat, we were controlled by a seahorse, bro. I hope it's not a male and get pregnant! Oh no, that baby's in me!
Brainstem, you know that Sonic gameplay is often fast-paced and speedy. This super fast gameplay can be very rewarding to certain autistic individuals. While some may find it too fast and too stimulating, others may find it perfect. Other individuals with ASD may be more stimulated mainly by the aesthetic or the visuals of the more stylistic games, like Sonic Rush, Colors, or Generations. The Sonic series of video games has a load of potential in terms of sensory appeal for autistic
It's a
individuals.
Pokemon.
The colorful and cartoony design of its characters, its high standards for music, and speedy but stylistic gameplay can all cater to people with ASD really easily. The majority of those diagnosed with ASD will find a soothing and stable experience in not just the games, but other forms of Sonic-related media as well, and likely get them hooked. Which brings me—
Did Trippy, did you put a 1 in chat? You love Shadow, you love Sonic.
To my next topic, special interests. When talking about autism, you may have heard the phrase special
Well, I guess this whole video called me out cause I'd be listening to the music or playing the game non-stop. It's okay though, I accept it.
interests pop up here and there. These refer to activities or objects that people develop a strong fondness for. For people with autism, these quote-unquote special interests can develop very easily. For a combination of neurological reasons, individuals with autism can become so hyperfixated on their topics that it, at times, may become harder for them to explore anything else. Whether it's a coping mechanism, a pathway for communication, or just something they're emotionally attached to, autistic people forming special interests is very common, and at times, it may
Share
be all
some
we
food
talk
with the
about.
chat.
This is less of a reason as to why autistic people tend to be infatuated with
Then they give me a
Sonic, and more
spoon!
of a reason as to why it's so highlighted. If an autistic person has a special interest in something, they tend to show it, often. The significant amount of autistic individuals within the Sonic community, mixed with a desire to share their interests with others inside that community, can lead to the trend becoming more noticeable. Sonic games have a lot to talk about in terms of history, story, and game design. When an autistic person has a special interest, they tend to pour hours into exposing themselves to it and learning more. This provides a lot of room for communication for autistic individuals within the Sonic community, something that typically may be a challenge for them outside of it. Which brings me to my third and
I'm learning a lot about autism.
escape. It's no secret that video games can provide a source of escape for many players, transporting them to a whole new world that isn't affected by issues that they may be encountering in the real one. Sonic is no different. With the social disadvantage that ASD causes, it's possible for some who are diagnosed to feel unwanted or like an outcast. With its symptoms, it most of the time becomes a challenge for those with ASD to make friends and engage with peers. As I said before, it's hard for them to read social cues, make eye contact, or know when to stop talking. Not only this, but the overstimulation of someone with ASD may influence their social experiences in a negative way. As a result, autistic people may turn to the aforementioned special interests in order to find comfort or escape. One of which may include video games.
It's like a little loop. Look, Kenji, they describing you. Shut the f*** up, bitch! I'll kill you!
Video games provide a sense of control and predictability. When playing a video game, the player alone is in control of the action.
Kenji, do you still sleep on that couch?
I got bed now.
Game, surprises are going to be less likely. When making a mistake in a video game, you're granted practically an infinite amount of opportunities to try and try again, lowering the pressure of failing a lot, especially for those with ASD. The rules are clear and simple. If you mess up, it's not the end of the world. If there's something you don't understand, you'd usually read the instructions or watch the tutorial again. And this goes beyond Sonic the Hedgehog. Super Mario, Rocket League,
This
Fortnite,
food got
Persona,
Kenji rolling
whatever
his
it
eyes
is,
and she...
video games offer a virtual but controlled environment. As a result, those with ASD may find video games a place of safety, and, as I mentioned earlier, offers them a community of like-minded individuals. Sonic isn't the only gaming franchise that works well for autistic people. Video games as a whole easily attract those with ASD because of their defined rules, lack of pressure, and a sense of control and belonging. Social interaction is important, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that those with ASD who just feel overwhelmed with communication in their surroundings will likely take a break and immerse themselves in video games from time to time, and find a comforting escape. Video games like Sonic the Hedgehog.
What a good video.
And that is my explanation of the link between Sonic and autism. Remember, Sonic is loved by millions around the world, not just...
I feel like I got to know a few of you guys.
Like I said, his noticeable appeal to those with ASD made me curious, and I think it really shows just how quality and versatile of a series Sonic is. When it wants to be. Honestly, this one was pretty hard to make, as the intricacies of autism are still very complex. I found it challenging to put it all into words that make the video more than 7 minutes, but here we are. I did it.
W.
Hooray. I've also read that a certain individual you might know helped recognize the large number of autistic Sonic fans. I didn't want to get into that because I just want him gone from the Sonic history book.
Hasaka Blueberries, thank you for the video, so nice, so kind. I'm gonna go watch 20 more Sonic videos.